Turbos make some wicked noises. While on the throttle, the noise is simply a result of the turbo spooling. But when you let off or throw in the clutch, the iconic release of air is handled by either the diverter valve or a blow-off valve. Today I want to explore the differences between diverter valves and blow-off valves, as well as discuss which is right for your car and talk about why they are critical for your turbo system. Both diverter valves and blow-off valves accomplish one major task: stopping excess air from entering the turbo when off throttle. If this didn't happen, the extra air coming into the turbo inlet as it's trying to slow down would cause a lot of unneeded wear and tear. The main difference between diverter valves and blow-off valves is the way they handle fixing this problem. Diverter valves recycle this air and divert it directly into the intake stream. Diverter valves are usually paired directly with a mass airflow sensor, which will modify the fueling of the car based on how much air will be left when the throttle is open. Diverter valves are commonly found in German vehicles. They generally come in two types. There is a piston style, which uses a rebuildable shell and various springs to achieve the correct tension. There are also diaphragm-based diverter valves, which are not rebuildable and use a piece of rubber to achieve the same function. When tied to an intake, diverter valves generally sound like this. Scientifically speaking, diverter valves improve throttle response due to the unwasted air that is sent directly back into the intake stream. But for most smaller turbo cars, this increase in air is not really going to be noticeable. Blow-off valves are a lot different than diverter valves. Rather than recycling the air, they take this unused air and simply release it to the atmosphere. Notably, since there isn't any extra air in the intake, the car must be tuned to account for this so the right amount of fueling is provided. Blow-off valves come in a lot of different versions. The most common is an atmospheric blow-off valve, which vents directly to the atmosphere. This giant release of air makes the loudest noise out of all these versions, and sounds something like this. Recirculating blow-off valves release this air back into the intake system itself. These are generally silent and behave very similar to diverter valves, although no one online will really acknowledge the fact that they accomplish the same task. There's even a third type of blow-off valve that mixes the functionality of the two previous ones. This is known as a dual-port blow-off valve, and sounds something like this. These are a great compromise and are commonly found in modern turbocharged cars. You get the benefits of releasing about 50% of the air to the atmosphere, good turbo noises, along with the benefits of having the rest of the air sent back to the intake stream for improved throttle response. No matter which option you go with, upgrading these is incredibly important for the health of your turbo system. These parts are responsible for holding a steady boost pressure, along with redirecting that pressure when it's no longer needed. When you tune a car, you are increasing the stock pressure in this system. Depending on the specifics of that tune, that could even be enough pressure to destroy the stock valve completely, or make it work incorrectly since it can't hold the right amount of pressure. In that aspect, upgrading one of these valves is probably one of the first things you'll do before tuning. When picking an upgrade for your car's stock offering, there are quite a few things you need to consider. While it is extremely tempting to slap on a blow-off valve to a car that has a diverter valve stock so that you get those turbo noises, this can actually be detrimental for your engine since the car is not tuned to properly account for the lack of intake stream air. The general rule of thumb is, if you're replacing a valve with a valve of that specific type, i.e. a diverter valve for another diverter valve, you don't have to tune specifically for it. However, if you're replacing a diverter valve with something like a blow-off valve that vents to atmosphere, you need to tune the car to account specifically for that difference in airflow. The same problem can occur if you swap from a blow-off valve to a diverter valve, or from one of the types of blow-off valves to another one that behaves completely differently. The bottom line is, your engine loves predictability when it comes to the airflow entering and leaving the system. If you put more air in that's not accounted for, you're going to have a bad time. Similarly, if you release air when it's not accounted for, you're also going to have a bad time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something and have a great day. If you'd like to see more, feel free to like and subscribe.